All right, everybody. So the next thing that we're going to be looking at is the full process from a 3D designed model all the way into something called a slicer software. And then it's going to be plugged into the 3D printer, and we're just going to see it move into action. So what I have here is a very quickly and not so well designed, just a little kind of like a slab or just a piece of plastic that has ECSD in it, and it's got a star punched out of it. So this took like 5 minutes to design. It's pretty sloppy, but we're just going to see it build in process from the digital conception all the way into the 3D printer coming out as a piece of plastic. So the first thing we're going to do from this site is we're going to export it. We're basically going to bring it into onto our computer from the internet, and then we're going to open it up. This is going to auto-open with a program called Cura, C-U-R-A. This program is called a slicer. Basically what it does is it takes the 3D model, the 3D kind of file that represents this little slab or this little design, and it breaks it down or slices it into little tiny mathematical instructions that the 3D printer can take and turn into building each of the layers as it builds it from the bottom up. All right, so we have our program Cura opening. All right, it looks good in this program. This is something we can just kind of use to take a look at it. And when I am ready to have it work, all that I have to do is click on Slice. All right, it's going to slice it up. It's telling us it's going to take about 39 minutes to produce this piece of plastic, and it's going to use 4 grams of our plastic. I'm going to plug in our micro SD card, and it's going to recognize it in about a second. There we go. We're going to save it to this micro SD card. All right. So CE3 Pro, that's the Ender 3 Pro that we're working with. Test project ecsdtech.gcode. I'm going to eject this so we can safely remove it. And now we can take that micro SD card and plug it into one of our 3D printers. Once we do that, we're basically going to be able to initiate the print process, and it's going to print this thing from the bottom up. So we'll jump in a second and see what it looks like from there. All right, so from the 3D model, we are going to retrieve the micro SD card from our computer, and we are going to bring that file over to our 3D printer. All right, we're going to plug in the micro SD card into there. And we can see that this is already calibrated. I've aligned it, I've made sure that the alignment is perfect, and we are good to go to set this print into motion. So, we're going to go onto the screen, we're going to navigate to that item, print, and this is the one that we're going to build. Alright, so I'm going to set this camera up in a video lab so you can see the process of it creating the printing, and we can go from there. Alright, and there we go. That is our 3D printed object. So I'm just going to peel it off. We added a little bit of a side, kind of like a skirt or a trim on it. And yeah, we'll talk about all these different things, how we do it, what we do, why we attach them, and everything else like that. But now I should be able to just pop this right off. sticking a little bit. That's actually a good one. And there we go. Slowly peel it off. And there we go. Now we have our own little 3D printed piece of plastic. We can design whatever we want with it. We can do some pretty neat stuff. So yeah, overall I'd say this is pretty easy, pretty successful. And we're going to be doing this entire process together to create things such as a keychain, hall passes for teachers, you know, a lot of different things that are going to be customized. And by the end of it, you're also going to have an opportunity to create your own you know, 3D print of whatever you want, as long as it stays within specific size proportions. So yeah, that's pretty much the 3D printers, and I can't wait to have you all be making your own masterpieces.